Good afternoon, friends. Now we are having a demonstration of ISO test. So, aim of the experiment to assess the impact strength of the given notched specimen using ISO test. The apparatus used is a pendulum type of impact testing machine. Impact energy is a measure of the work done to fracture the given test specimen. When the striker impacts the specimen will absorb the energy until it yields. The ISO test involves striking the suitable test piece with a striker mounted at the end of the pendulum. So the given specimen is clamped vertically with the notch facing the striker. So here the given specimen is fixed as a cantilever beam with the bottom end fixed and the top end free. So the striker swings downwards and hit the test piece at the bottom of its swing. So in choppy test, the specimen will be positioned as a simply supported beam and the notch is away from the striker. Whereas in ISO test, the specimen is held vertically and the notch is facing the striker. So that is the difference. So the procedure of the ISO test is almost the same as the choppy test. The first step is with no specimen in the anvil, swing the pendulum to ensure the freedom of movement and check the scale. Note the weight of the pendulum and the radius of the center of mass. Lift the pendulum to its upper position. So in ISO test, the angle of fall is 90 degree. In Charpy test, the angle of fall is 140 degree. So adjust the friction pointer to make contact with the pendulum. Note the initial reading on the scale. So we have two scales. So Charpy test we have separate scale and ISO test we have its own individual scale. So measure the lateral dimension of the specimen at the notch. So using the positioning gauge, place the specimen on the anvil. So ISO specimen, as we said, so it is arranged vertically. So release the pendulum to rupture the specimen. Record the angle of rise of the pendulum or the energy to rupture from the scale. So stop the pendulum to swing by means of the handbreaker. So repeat the above procedure with the other specimen. So here is the figure showing how we are going to position our ISO specimen. So the direction of blow is in line with the notch here. So and the ISO specimen is positioned as a cantilever with bottom end fixed and we don't have any support at the top end. So the observations will be shown here. So accordingly the readings will be taken here. So V so is the impact velocity and here U will be W into R into cos beta minus cos alpha. So Charpy test also the readings will be almost the same, only the angle of fall is going to change. Good morning, friends. Now we are having ISO impact test. We are now in front of the impact testing machine here. So first we'll see what is the impact strength. So the impact strength is nothing but the resistance against the sudden shock or the impact load. So here we are using a notched specimen of the given material. So that is going to be fractured by a single blow from a heavy hammer. So the ISO test, so here a pendulum type single blow impact test will be conducted, in which the specimen which is usually notched is fixed at one end and free at the other end. So in the case of the ISO test, the specimen used will be fixed as a cantilever. So that is so this is okay. The two given specimens here are different for ISO test and the Charpy test. For Charpy test, so we are taking the shorter specimen and the notch is almost exactly at the center. So whereas for ISO test, we are using the longer specimen, so the notch is not exactly at the center. So here the ISO test, so the given specimen is going to be fixed as a cantilever beam. So that is the lower end is going to be fixed and the upper end is kept to be free, and the direction of the notch is facing the hammer. So the specimen should be fixed such a way that the hammer is going to hit this notch directly, whereas in the case of this Charpy test, so the given specimen is to be placed like a simply supported beam, and the hammer is going to hit the specimen in this direction, whereas the notch is away from the direction of the hammer. So here the tabular column will be like this. So the type of the test you need to measure whether it is the ISO test or the Charpy test. So here the test is ISO means the angle of fall is 90 degree. So if it is the Charpy test, so the angle of fall is at 140 degrees. So now the pendulum is making an angle of 140 degree with the pendulum. So now it is ready for Charpy test. So then we have the initial reading, so that is R1. So without keeping the specimen, release the hammer. So allow the hammer to swing freely. Then that will be your R1, and then after keeping the specimen, so once it hits the given specimen, the specimen is going to get into two pieces. So take the reading from the impact testing machine. So then the energy absorbed will be R2 minus R1, so that is U, and the impact strength is now the ratio of energy absorbed by area of the specimen below the notch. So that means with the help of the calipers, you take the area of the specimen below the notch. So that is you have to take this thickness the below the notch, and you have to take the length of the specimen. So that gives you the area now. So then the angle of rise, so that is beta. So that once you do the calculation here, so that is here impact energy, so that is nothing but the impact strength. So that is having the formula W into R into cos beta minus cos alpha, where W is the weight of the pendulum, R is the length of the pendulum. So before starting the experiment, so weight of the pendulum and length of the pendulum should be noted down, and alpha, so that is the angle of fall. So that is for ISO test it is 90 degree, for Charpy test it is 140 degree. So substituting alpha here and W and R, so solving the equation you are getting beta here. So if it is angle of fall is 90 degree, so the angle of rise beta obtained should also be almost exactly equal to 90 degree only. If the angle of fall alpha is 140 degree, we will get beta as 140 degree only if everything is calculated and the readings are taken properly. Then impact velocity is to be calculated. So G is 9.81, R is the length of the pendulum into 1 minus cos alpha. So R is in meters. So now impact velocity. Good morning friends. Now we are in front of impact testing machine. So the earlier fixature what we use for conducting Charpy test, the shackle will be having the ball peen shaped here. So this is the shackle we have used here for Charpy test. For ISO test, so the shackle to be used here is this. So you can note the difference between the two shackles what we are using. So this is for ISO test, and the ball peen shaped shackle is used for our Charpy test. So now the shackle which is fixed here for Charpy test should be removed, and for ISO test, so this is the shackle so to be fixed here, and now the angle of fall, that is used for Charpy test is 140 degree. So that is angle of fall alpha is 140 degree with respect to the horizontal line. So for conducting the ISO test, so now angle of fall of the pendulum should be 90 degrees. So the whatever angle it is making now with the horizontal as 140 degree, now the same pendulum has to be fixed here, so that now the pendulum is parallel to the ground, so that it is making 90 degree with the pillar of the testing machine, so that the angle of fall of the pendulum is 90 degree. So that means this pendulum now which is fixed here is making an angle of 140 degree. Now so I have to remove this position and refix here, so that this pendulum is now parallel to the ground, so that is in the horizontal position, making 90 degree with the pillar of the ISO testing machine. So now for ISO test, so the inner scale is to be taken. So the maximum loading is now 168 joules. So initially without the specimen, so that is the pendulum is allowed to rotate, fall freely, and initial reading should be noted down. If it is having no errors, so it will be pointing to 0. So then 0 will be my initial reading R1. So once the reading is taken, so bring back the needle to its maximum position. So that is 168 here. So now keeping the specimen as cantilever beam, retrieved cantilever beam. ಅದು ಐಸೋಡ್ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಮೆನ್ ದೊಡ್ಡದು. So now keep the specimen as a cantilever, so that one end is fixed, the other end is free. So the lower surface is fixed end, and the upper surface is in the as taken as the free end. So now it is a cantilever beam. Using the Allen key, so you need to tighten the cantilever. Now without the specimen, first you need to take the initial reading by allowing the pendulum to fall freely. So take the initial reading R1, and then lift the pendulum to its position, and release the pendulum to hit the given specimen, which is considered as a cantilever beam, and break the specimen. to find out the impact strength of the given specimen.
ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂದ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ ಈಗ? ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂದ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ?
Sorry.
ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡು, ಕಟ್ ಕೊಡಿಲಿ. ಈಗ ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್, ಈಗ ಫಸ್ಟಿಂದ.
ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸಲ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು.
ಇದು ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ? ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
ಆಗಿದೆ.
ಇವಾಗ ಇದನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಟೈಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ.
So the tabular column is as same as the Charpy test. So find out the impact strength of the given specimen using the formula U by E.
ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
Thank you.